See, in Excel course, we'll start with very basics again, keeping in mind all the audience who have prior experience, who don't have. So it is common for everyone. So we are going to speak about the technical terms that we have to use in Excel application and all this. We'll start with very basics and then we'll go with the screen layout and other things in the first chapter. In the second chapter, I'll be covering all the pay special and those things. In third, we'll be covering all the cell formatting, how to use shortcuts, using shortcuts, how to apply cell color, apply borders. So quick formats, how to apply them using shortcuts. We'll be learning that in this chapter. And coming to references, this is a very important chapter where you will be learning different cell references, which is again very important for you to learn the formulas. So the exhaustive chapter is this fifth one, where you have all different kinds of formulas. We'll be discussing on that. So this is the most time consuming one. After we finish this, we'll be taking up with different types of errors that you encounter when you use formulas, how to avoid it, and those things. So next we have something known as formula auditing. So in the formula tab, what are the different options, especially in the formula auditing group? We'll be discussing about all those options in this chapter. And you have basic and advanced sorting and filtering techniques in the further chapters. In the 10th chapter, we have all about this conditional formatting, that you can use either basic conditional formatting as well as using formulas, how you are going to apply conditional formatting. Both are available in the 10th chapter. So as and when I cover the chapters, I'll be sharing it. After each class, we'll be sharing the material to you. You can practice it, just like we did in the morning. In the 11th chapter, we have details about number formatting, how to apply dollars, showing a number in a particular way, thousand separators, giving a text beside the number. So all those things will be covered in the 11th chapter. Then we have data tools. So this is going to include some new and old features in Excel, which is going to be really helpful for quickly creating some reports, summarizing data and those things. And you also have options from the new version of Excel. Data validation. So this is also another important chapter where you'll be learning how to impose some restrictions on the sheets so that the user enters only the values that you intend to. And then we have a small chapter in comments. Comments, see here we'll be learning how to insert images in comments. Usually we use it for inserting text to give a note or something like that. We'll be using this comments chapter to insert images over there. We have a detailed chapter on charts and graphs and pivot tables, where we'll be covering both basic pivot tables and data modeling using pivot tables. We'll be taking up in the 16th chapter. In printing techniques, I know most of you will be wondering why they have this printing techniques. So there are a lot of things to learn in printing techniques as well. How to print a huge number of data, like blacks together, rows are there. How to publish it using headers and first few columns in every sheet. All those things we'll be learning in printing techniques. I'll start with the basic chapter first of all. I'll open the Excel sheet directly. So only when I explain other chapters, I'm going to open the Excel sheet worksheets that we already have over here. The basic chapter has got PDF which is explaining all basic things about Excel. Anyways, I'll give that introduction just by showing you an Excel sheet. So I'll share the screen of that now. It's taking some time. Yeah, I guess now you can see this. Can you see the Excel? I guess now you can see the Excel sheet, all of you. Just assure me, any one of you, that you're able to see a sheet here.
Yes.
Okay,
I can see.
fine. So even before I start this, so let me tell you, a small story on Excel actually. See, this Excel is known as a spreadsheet application. So like all other spreadsheet applications like Google Sheet and other things, so Excel is among one of the popular ones because of its user friendliness. So it can be used for a very meager task like preparing a to-do list, list of invitees to a function, or even for a simple calculation like keeping track of your monthly expenditure. You can use Excel for such meager tasks, as well as you can use Excel to create huge dashboards, forecasts, and sales dashboards. So you have so many other things that you can do with Excel, very advanced things. So, so this way, Excel is more popular because it can carry out some advanced things as well as a very meager task as well. So most of us would have worked on Excel for quite a long time, but we wouldn't have got familiar with the technical words that we have to use when we are using when we are using the Excel application. So that's the reason we have this basic chapter in the beginning. I'll be covering the screen layout. I'll just tell you what each part of the screen means over here. So this is an Office 365 copy that you're seeing currently. I've not signed in anyways. Uh, I'll just tell you what it is. So you can see here the topmost thing, the green color stripe that you're seeing. So over here, this is known as title bar. So this title bar will tell you like what is the name of your file, which application it is, so everything. So after the name of the file appears, you will also see the application name as Excel. Just below that, you have a gray strip. So this entire area is known as ribbon. So prior to this ribbon system, we had huge menus. In the 2003 version, we had huge menus. So only since 2007 ribbons were introduced. So ribbon in the sense all those commands present in those huge menus were just placed or organized on a single stripe. That's known as ribbon here. You don't have to choose from long menus anymore. So in 2010 they introduced this file tab that you're seeing here. So since 2010 you can see this file. So in 2007 you had a huge button over here named as Office button. So in after 2010, in the further versions, you can see these tabs. It's been constant. There is no changes from then on. So next you have formula bar. So this is known as formula bar. Can you see the highlighter? I'm sorry, that's spotlight. This is known as spotlight. You're able to see, right? Nobody is answering. Are you able to hear me, guys?
Yes, yes.
Audible.
Ma'am, we can hear you.
Yes.
We can
Okay.
see.
I know, even I'm feeling strange because the computer is my only audience currently. I'm only able to speak to you guys. So a little response would really motivate me. Yeah. So this name box, this is known as name.
Sure.
It's going to tell you where exactly you're located currently in that sheet. So whichever cell you have selected, it's just going to display the address of that. So it can be used another way also. So I'll show you that. See over here, currently if I select D4, it shows D4. Now if I type A100, let's say, it will take me to that cell as well. So this works in two ways. So it is used for other purposes as well. You can name these cells, name some objects. So we'll be using this name box for that as well. So currently you should only understand it is going to tell you where exactly you're present in the sheet. So the alphabets that you see and the numbers that you see are known as column and row headers. So these are known as column headings and these are known as row headings. They all indicate rows and columns. So using this, I'm going to define a cell. So a cell, currently you look at the address of the cell, it says D8. It only means row 8 is getting intersected with column D. So that's how D8 cell is formed. So we define a cell as intersection of a row and a column. So next, you see this inverted triangle, a small inverted triangle. It's known as select all button. When you choose that, it is going to select the entire sheet at once. And over here, you see sheet 1. I'll add few more sheets. These are known as sheet tabs. They are sheet tabs. So let me scroll it over here. See, if I have too many sheets, I would like to scroll and check what sheets are present. This is one way of navigating to different sheets. Another way is right click on this, you get to see all the visible sheets. If you have hidden some sheet, that is not going to be visible here. So you have to choose to which sheet you want to navigate to. You just click on it, that sheet will be activated. And you know this. This is horizontal scroll bar, just to scroll between the columns. And the other area over here, in the right hand side, it's called, yeah, over here. This is vertical scroll bar. So next, you can you see this ready over here? See, ready is what you see here is the status bar. You also see some shortcuts for recording macro and those things. You can actually customize the status bar. So now let's say, let me show you what's the use of this. I have some text and let's say I have some numbers as well. I'm just using the same number. See, you can observe here. I choose some text, it will show you the count in the status bar. You can see that over here. My selection will be lost if I choose it. So can you see count below the screen? Count on the right hand side corner. And the same way, if you choose numbers, it will show you average, sum, count, all these things. So you can actually customize this. You just have to right click on it. See, these are the options available that you can view on the status bar. If you enable something, that will be visible. If you disable, it is not going to be visible anymore in the status bar. So currently it only displays average, count and sum for me. If I have to see maximum and minimum as well, if I just choose this, if I enable these two, even that will be visible to me. So you can see even minimum and maximum now. So the status bar, a lot of times it will also show you if you have many formulas in the sheet. It shows us calculating or copying and such things. So it basically tells you the status of your workbook or worksheet that you're doing or whatever you're doing currently. So if I copy this, you just see I copied a range of cells. It's going to tell me the next action. Select destination and press enter or choose paste. So the status bar is used for this purpose. Next you have these quick access toolbar. You can see this quick access toolbar has got some options over here: save, undo, and redo. So the save, undo, and redo are the default options. So if you are using some command from the tab over here, see these are all known as tabs: home, insert, page layout. So the ribbon is split into tabs actually, and each tab has got a group over here. So you can see the group name over here: clipboard, font, alignment. All these are group names, and in each group you can see some set of commands being placed, and these commands will be grouped in such a way that they perform similar tasks. So if you see alignment group, you can see all these commands are used only for the sake of alignment within the cell. So likewise, you can see such groups in every tab that you have. So now if I have to just place a command that I frequently use, let's say, I want to place it in the quick access tool. See, as the name suggests, it is used to quickly access that command. So in spite of being in any tab that you are in. So let me show you. Now I go to data tab. I choose this filter. I'll right click on it. I'll say add to quick access toolbar. Now it will be added over here. Yeah. You see it is added over here. In a similar manner, so now let me show you. So I came back to home tab, but still I have got that icon over here in the quick access toolbar. So I need not go to data tab or some other tab for that matter to get the tool again. So your navigation time is reduced. So that's the reason we have this quick access toolbar. I can change the place of this quick access toolbar to above the ribbon or below the ribbon. Currently it is already on the ribbon. I'm going to push it down. I'll say show below the ribbon. I'll show you again. You just have to click on this option, a small arrow. You have this show above the ribbon. If I click on this, it will place it above the ribbon. If I click on this again, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, it shows below the ribbon. Now I'll again move it back. You have an option to place an entire group in this quick access toolbar actually. So you right click on any group, you say add to quick access toolbar, the entire group is added, you can check. So in the similar manner, you can actually remove them as well. So just right click, you say remove from quick access toolbar, it's removed. This is actually going to save a lot of time for you, and even for shortcuts. So you all must be knowing when you press Alt, it will show you the alphabets that you have to type to get into those tabs. So if you have placed something on your quick access toolbar, your shortcuts will be much shorter actually. So yeah, so that is one thing that I wanted to tell you. And the other part is, let me show you. Yeah, see on the right hand side corner of the sheet, so just below your horizontal scroll bar, you have these view shortcuts on the right hand side corner. So let me show you that. See, these are the view shortcuts. These three that you see here are view shortcuts. And this is zoom feature. You can zoom your sheet up to 400%. So This zoom is quite useful when you have to arrange some objects. If you are designing something, so this zoom option will be really helpful to align the objects properly. Each sheet has got 3 views, and currently the view that you have on the screen is a normal view. So for every sheet, we also have the other 2 views. They are known as page layout and page break preview. So let me show you those 2 views. Now if I click on page layout view, it will take some time to appear on the screen. Yeah, see here, you can see it is asking me see this is going to help you to actually look at your data when it is being printed on a sheet. So you will get to know how exactly it looks when you print on a sheet. The view of it, you will get it over here in the page layout view. You can also set margins, add a header and footer. So you can do all such things in the page layout view. So very less people are familiar with this page layout view. But I'm sure you would have used page break preview. So when you click on this, it actually shows you where exactly the page splits to other page. So when you're using a normal view, it is like an it is spread entirely. You will not know where exactly it's breaking into pages. And this page break is going to depend on the size of the sheet that you have selected. Even that is also important. If I have chosen an envelope size, you will see more number of splits here. So by default, it would be, you can see here in the page layout, it all depends on the size of the page that I have selected. Now if I choose A5, a much lesser one, you can see it splits more because the size of the page is less. So usually we keep it as either A4 or letter. So it is set by default. So when we learn this printing techniques, I'll be explaining all these options to you. So yes, let's get back to the normal view. This is all about the screen layout of the Excel window. Do you have any questions on this? Any one of you? If you don't have any questions, just say no.
Shri, how many total number of columns and total number of rows are there in Excel?
So I can show you that, Harvinder. So you can check it yourself. So you just have to hold control and click on press the down arrow button. So there are almost 10,48,576 rows. And so you can hold control and scroll it towards the dead end of this sheet. See, you can check that here. Yes. So in the last column, if you use this formula, so there are around 16,000 change columns are in there. So you can check that here. You have a formula known as column. This will actually tell you the column number. So for XFD, 16,384. It is 16,384th column. So you have so many columns in a sheet. And this is there in every sheet. And how many number of sheets you can add? So people would be having these kind of doubts as well. It all depends on your RAM size, but you can add any number of sheets. There's no such restriction as of now. Is it clear, Arvinda?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So we are done with the screen layout now. So let me take you to this file tab. So this file tab has got a tab on another section known as info over here, which is going to actually tell me, all the details of this file except what is there in it. So it is going to tell me about the author, last modified time, date, so last printed time. So who are the other people who have modified it? So all those properties will be available to you here. You can also check if there are any sheets that are protected. And if you click on this protect workbook, you can check here. Always open, read only. So this is to accidentally making some changes as soon as you open the file. So this is by default actually. Whenever you download a file from the browser, it doesn't allow you to edit immediately. It will be by default protected. Only when you click on enable editing, it will allow you to edit the file. So in the same manner, you can add a few more security levels. Say you must be seeing in your bank account or phone number, phone bills, or credit card statements. Whenever you get them, they are encrypted. To open the file, you have to give a password. In the same manner, you can do it with encrypt with password option. If you give that option to this particular file, if I have to open it, I should give the same password that I gave over here while actually saving it. Only then the file will be, I'll be able to access the file. In the same manner, I have an option to actually protect individual sheets within that file. So this actually protects only the current sheet that I have. See, current sheet that I'm using is sheet 1. Yeah, can you see this? So if I use sheet 2, I'll go here to file and take protect workbook. I'll click on protect current sheet. So it will ask me to provide a password. See, it's my wish. Anyways, even without password also you can protect it. And you can allow your users with some options provided over here. Even after protecting what all they can do, you can actually set those permissions over here. Currently, we have only provided select and select locked and unlocked cells. Those are selected by default. So if you want to allow the user to apply filter and such things, you can go and choose from here. This is the protection option. So I'm not giving any password, I'll just say protect. It is protected now. How are you going to verify that? You try to edit it, it will throw an error. So to unprotect, see, you can check here which sheet is protected. You can see the sheet name. It shows sheet 2. Either you can unprotect it from here. So when you click on it, it will ask you the password if you have provided. If there isn't any password, it will get unprotected automatically. Just have to go back. There is another way to unprotect it. Click on review. See, you have unprotect sheet. You have to click on it. If there is any password given, it will ask you for the password. Since I did not give any password, it took it. It unprotected it directly. So there is another protection option over here. You can check that. Protect workbook structure. So this saves you from the user adding some sheet, renaming those sheets, and those things. The user will be free to make changes to the data present, but he or she will not be able to modify the structure of your workbook, like the number of sheets that you've already provided, the name of the sheets, and such things. So restrict access and these things will come only when you are sharing this workbook over a network. So then you can actually grant permissions to different users as to what they can do. So this restrict access is used for that sake. Then is adding a digital signature and such things is to ensure the integrity of the workbook. And mark as final is same as making it as a read-only file. So when you make a file as read-only, see what does it mean by mark as final? So you can only view what is there in the file. Nothing can be changed. It is as good as PDF file, but it is in the form of Excel. So it is used for that. Mark as final. If you use it, It will be saved as Excel, but you cannot change anything. You can only view it. So check for issues, inspect in workbook. So these things can be used only when you have saved a workbook. So you can check for so many hidden properties and such things in a workbook. So if I click on this, so it will ask me to save the changes to the workbook. Since I have kept it as it is, let me save it now. Now I've saved it. See, a document inspector will come. A window will come. Let's say it is known as document inspector. You can inspect for all these things. If you have got pivot tables in that file, whether there is some content adding, whether there are some hidden sheets. So likewise, you can check for so many things. It will give you a complete report on it. See, my document has got properties like who is the author of this file, who modified it, when it was last printed, all these things. That's the reason I'm just showing you this. So for rest of them, it will give you whether those details are there or not. It will just show you over there. If it isn't there, it will give you that comment. No hidden worksheets form. So this is one very good option you can actually check in your workbooks. So this manage workbooks is for your auto save option. So currently most of us or all of us have got this auto save option. Whether you save your file or not, the Excel application will be saving it every 10 minutes. So all those auto saved files will appear over here after a certain period of time of you not saving them. It will have copies. It will have a timestamped copies of your workbook. You can recover them. You must have seen when accidentally your file gets closed and when you try to reopen it, it will show you auto save version. So this is where you get it from. And browser view options and such things are only used when you want to publish your workbook on the browser. Otherwise, these things are not useful. So next save option, you all know it's going to save your file. Save as will again enable us to save it in different location, different formats and all those things. Print will ask you to print it. So you, even over here you can make changes to the print settings, your page setup and all those things. Sharing. So this share option is really good. If you have your Outlook configured on your system, you can share this directly. So export. So this was really useful when they introduced it. So you can directly save it as a PDF. You don't require any other application for this. So even in Save As, you have this option to save it as PDF. So this will actually close the file, but your Excel application will be running. Let me show you this. I click on it, it closed the Excel workbook, but still Excel application is running. I can get it back. I'll just go here to File. I'll click on Open. You can see the list of files available here. So this is the list of recently opened workbooks, and it's just like a queue. As in when you open a new workbook, the oldest workbook will be going out of this queue. So this open option will also reduce your time to pick some file that you work regularly. So now let's say I work on this display value from macros regularly. If I'm using this file, I can keep it pinned. I'll click on this. Irrespective of whether, see, in the pinned section, you can see this file. Now, whenever I open Excel application, if I have to use this file, I don't have to go through this entire, path, open one folder, another folder. That's not required. You can directly open it from here. It's going to save your time. And it is not going to move from here. That's the advantage of pinning it. If you don't pin it, as and when you open a new workbook, this vanishes. Let me go to open again. Yes. So we were working on book 1. So clear on this file tab options, all of you? Any doubts? You can ask me if you have any doubts on it. No? We'll start with the second chapter. I'll share the screen to you. It's going to take some seconds. Just please hold on. Yes. Are you able to see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So over here, whenever you open our Excel material, this is what you see. Enable content. Don't forget to click on this. Otherwise, you will not be able to work on it. Just click on enable content. They are designed in that way. So these are macro enabled workbooks, but you will be learning Excel here. So it is designed in the form of exercises for you to keep track of your learning. It will be really helpful. So I click on OK. So this chapter is about creating auto list and custom list options. So in Excel, you already have some lists which you can use it readily. So I'll just show you that over here. So you have a list of months. So I'll type May. I'll zoom a little bit. I think now the screen is visible a little bigger. I'll type May. I'll select that cell. I'll keep the cursor on the corner of the cell. So the cursor will change to a plus mark, a black plus mark. So this is known as Autofill Handle. And when you drag it, keeping your left mouse button clicked, just drag it. You can see it will auto-populate all the month names. So it will work in any direction you drag it. So not only down, it works on the other way also. How does it appear? So you can see April, May, June. Once it prints December, it will again start from Jan. It works in cyclic order. You don't have to remember any first item in the list for this. So you can type any item in the list and and when you drag it, it will auto-populate the list items. So you can check the same with week as well. So you can give Sunday or any weekday for that matter. And after typing, when you drag it, you can see. So this works for even the short names. I'll give this. And in whichever case you type, it will get populated in the same case, whether uppercase or lowercase. That's the beauty of this. Same thing goes for quarter also. You can give QTR1, Q1, quarter 1. So such things can be used here. Say I drag this, it will populate for me. So this product list, see, it need not be any product list. You just have to give some text, a text followed by a number. It will just populate a series of it. So I'll show you that. Let's say I have so class. I want to populate class number, class 1. I'll just populate it now. See, it will give me series of it. Class 1, 2, 3. I don't have to type it. I just have to give the initial thing and drag it. It will get populated automatically. So you don't have to create a auto list for numbers as well. So you can create series of any type. So let me show you. I'll type 12 and I'll type 15. Select these two together. See, only for numbers this has to be applied. You have to select both the numbers together and then drag it. Minimum 2 numbers are required to create an auto list of numbers because it takes the difference between the two numbers that you have typed, and it will maintain the same difference with the other numbers that it is going to populate. So you can see difference between 12 and 15 is 3. The same difference is maintained here. 18 and 15, 21 and 18, 24 and 21. So likewise, you can create any series like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 also. Or I want to give 10 and 20. You can check. When you populate it, see, it will give us the numbers and the difference is the same, 10, 10, 10 numbers. So if this is auto list, if I have to create a list of my own like this, now let's say I have list of employees or list of friends or something which I use regularly, I want that list to be populated in the same manner. So no matter which name I type, I want to drag it and get all the other names automatically. So let's see how to create that list. Go to custom list. This is the example for that. I'll show you both the examples. Okay. So here we have a list of alphabets, and on the other hand, we have a country list. We have almost 266 countries. So remember that number. I'll tell you in the end of this topic why it is important. Now, I want to create a list of alphabets so that it works in the same manner that we saw in the auto list. See, for alphabets, we don't have an auto list. If you type something over here, if I type A and I drag it, it just displays A for me. So I want to display B, C, D and all the other 26 alphabets along with this. So we have to create this list. It is not present in Excel. We have to create it. Let me show you how to do that. You should go to File. Observe this. You should go to File tab. You have to click on Options. You will get a window like this, Excel options. So in this window, you need to choose Advanced. So in older versions, it's quite different. In 2007, you have something known as Popular tab here. So right in that Popular tab, you have Edit Custom List option. So whatever I am telling now is after 2010, or from 2010 and more. So further. So in those versions, you can see this. Select Advanced. Scroll down until you see this General section. See, in this General section, you get to see Edit Custom List. Click on it, you will get to see. So I also have some other list that I have created. See, custom lists can be edited. You can add few more values to it or delete it as well. But it's not the same with auto list. You click on an auto list, it is all grayed out. It is disabled. You cannot edit or delete it. Only the lists that you have created can be edited or deleted. Now let me delete the list that I have prepared. So we wanted to create a list of alphabets. So for that, I should click on New List. In the list entries box, so it's a list box. So over here, either you can type directly like this. This is one option. After typing, you need to select Add. So it will add the list over here. And another option is, if you have the list ready in Excel, you just go here, click on this. You can import it. You just click on this text box. So over here, you select from which cell you want to import. I have selected from A till Z. Now you can see the cell range. Click on import, it will get imported. You can see the list added. You don't have to click add again. So this is it. Once you import, it's done. You should say OK. After you're done with it, now you can use those alphabets. So you can type any alphabet you want and you just have to drag it. That's all. I'll type N, let's say. In any case, uppercase or lowercase, it works. And you can drag it in any direction you want. Even that is not fixed. So you can drag it in any direction you want. It just keeps populating the lists over here. The same thing I wanted to show for country list as well. So did you have, do you have any doubts in creating custom list, people? You will have to tell me because I'm going to close this topic after this example.
No,
Continue.
ma'am. No, it's fine.
No, ma'am.
Okay. See, for country list, we have almost 266 values. So let me create an custom list for this in the same manner. See, now I'll teach you a shortcut to go for Excel options. You don't have to follow this file, Excel options and these things. You have a shortcut, Alt T O. You have to press each key individually. Don't press it together. Alt T O. That's the shortcut. So once you click on it, you'll get the Excel options window automatically. So from here, the same procedure has to be followed. You should go to advanced. You have to scroll it down until you see general section. Select edit custom list. See, we have the list ready in Excel. I'm just going to import it. I'll choose from Afghanistan and select it. I'll say import. Now it is imported. I'll say OK. So now you can type any country name and just drag it if you want. But the problem is, now let's say I have some country name that I want to enter. So I'll type Yemen. So pardon me if I have spelled it wrong. Yeah, Yemen. I'll just drag it. You see what happens. It should have actually populated the country list, isn't it? But it won't because there is a restriction here. There is a restriction on the number of items that you can store in a custom list. It can store only up to 172 items. So let me just copy this Afghanistan and I'll give it here. I'll drag it till the end. You can see it is not the same. So till where it is same? Until New Zealand. See, until New Zealand it is same. After New Zealand it is again starting from Afghanistan. So till here. So let me delete this first. Now I want to number it and see how many items are there in this. So I'll say 1, 2, and I'll select this. Yes. You see, 172 items. So this is the number of items the custom list can store in one list. So this is the limitation. So you should keep this in mind and create it. And the list that you have created, can be used in any Excel file present in your system only. So don't assume if you send this file to someone, if you are sharing it with someone, the list persists. No, it works only in your computer. These are system related changes that you're going to do. And this list can be used in any file that you have created, old or new. So it still works just like your auto list. Okay. So clear on this? Shall we move to the next chapter? I'll
Hello.
yes. Yes, Srinivas, tell me.
If I have to change the order, like now you just listed in the alphabetical order, Afghanistan, Africa, or something like that.
Yeah.
If I want it in a not in a series way,
Yeah,
like
even
first
that
I need
works. See, I'll show you another list for that matter. I'll type student names that are there over here. I'll pick randomly. No offense if I've missed your name. Okay. Hmm. See, they are not in alphabetical order now. Here, I can create a custom list in the same way, and it will populate in the same order. It need not be in alphabetical order.
like if I have to change the order,
For the already created list you're telling about,
yes. If I
it
have to change the
has
order,
to
instead
menu.
of going to custom list and changing there, how will I change it in spreadsheet?
Spreadsheet, you can, number it. That is one way. Number it and sort it. Or if you want it every time to populate in your own custom order, then you have to change the custom list. You have to first set it in the order that you want, then create a new custom list for it. Only then it works.
Okay, fine. Like, how to change in the spreadsheet, like numbering it and do it.
See, now let's say I'll take the same example. Let's assume these names were in alphabetical order. Okay, I'll just sort it now. So suppose these names were in alphabetical order, as you say. So I want to reorder it to whichever order that I want. So I'll give this. I can number it like this. And now I'll select both the columns. Again, see, you have to choose the first column here. I'll show you how to sort it using shortcuts. So don't panic if I am getting this window out of nowhere. Okay. So you can sort it this way. Clear, Srinivas?
Yes, clear.
So any other doubts? Anyone of you? Okay, we'll move to the next chapter then. Just give me a second. You're able to see page special window?
Yes.
Okay. See again, you have to enable the content and say okay. Just a minute, guys. Power went off. Just hold on a second. I'll switch on the mobile hotspot. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. See the space special window that you're seeing currently, it has all the different types of pasting function. Are you able to hear me, all of you?
Okay.
You're able to hear
I
me?
can hear you actually.
Okay, because network got disrupted. Power went off actually. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. Fine. Okay, I'll resume the class now. You're able to hear me, all of you? Guys, please ensure everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay, fine. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, guys. Power went off. But anyways, so we can still work on it. I've connected to my mobile hotspot. So yes, I was talking about copying and pasting. So this is a very basic thing everyone does right from the college. Copy and paste. So you know the shortcuts for them as well. Control C and Control V. So apart from this, few people might also have experienced other kinds of paste options, like pasting only values, pasting formulas, and such things. So we'll be exploring those things now. So when you choose a data and you copy it, that becomes your source. The data that you have copied is your source data. And wherever you want to paste it, that becomes your destination. So you see, for pasting straight away all together, you will use Control V. It will paste everything that you have copied. But if I have to choose a special option, I don't want these borders, cell colors, no number formats. I don't want to see those decimal places and thousand separator and such things. I'll be using paste special option. The shortcut for that is we have two shortcuts, Alt E S. Each key needs to be pressed individually. We have another option, Control Alt V. You can use both of these shortcuts. Both give you the same result. It will give you this paste special window. Alt ES, Control Alt V. So this Control Alt V you have to press it together. Unlike Alt ES where you are pressing it individually. Okay? So here, see this all option, what you see, it is just like your
Ma'am,
common.
your voice is not clear. Please explain it again.
Oh yeah, sure. So from where exactly, Sagu? You're able to hear me now?
Ma'am, your voice again,
Uh, you're able to hear me now, sir?
but it's still breaking, ma'am.
Yeah, it's because of the network issues. Let us ensure that the network is established properly first.
We didn't hear anything.
Yes. Can you hear me now, all of you? I hope now you'll be able to hear me. You're able to hear me now, all of you? Hello.
Yes, Siri.
Can you? Can you hear me?
Yep, we are able to hear you.
Okay. Good enough. Okay, we'll start the class. Fine. So over here, I was telling you how to copy paste. You all know how to copy paste regularly, like Control V, using Control C and Control V. We have few more options like paste special, where you can paste only the value part of your source data, or only where formulas are given. You want to retain the formulas when you paste it, or only the formats present in your data. So for those things, we use paste special option. There are two shortcuts for this. I repeat this: Alt ES. Before even giving them, you just have to select the destination. Since the source data is the data that you have copied, and destination is where exactly you select to paste it. So I'll say Control Alt B. It will get me a paste special window. So there's a lag time of 2 to 3 seconds for the screen to update. I'll go slow. Yes. So can you see the paste special window now? So over here you have different paste types. These are the paste types. How exactly we want to paste our data, as formulas, as values, formats, validation. So there are so many options available here. I'll be briefing you on each of them. I can show you few so you can practice all of them at home. Mm. I'll show you how to paste it as formulas. You choose formulas and say okay. It'll paste all the cells that we had copied. You can check here. Screen is not updating. Yeah. See, now you can see this data getting pasted. So you can see there is no borders, no cell color, no alignment, and all such things. You can also see the format of the numbers are also different. They have been removed. It's not there anymore. So when you paste it as formulas, in whichever cells you have got formulas, that will be retained. And in cells which you don't have any formula, only the data present over there will get pasted. So don't assume when you give formulas, only cells with formulas will be pasted. So all cells that you have copied will get pasted, but cells with formulas will be retained. The formulas will be retained in those cells. You can check here. You click on this price per unit column where you have pasted. You will be able to see that in the formula bar. You can see the formula in the formula bar. It is retained. Now let me show you by pasting it as values. As long as this dotted line is there, around this, you can keep pasting it. You can keep pasting the data as many times as you want. But as soon as you edit something or press escape, this dotted line will vanish. So be aware of it. Now I'll again try to paste it as values. See, even in the space special window, to directly choose an option, you don't have to use mouse. You can use these underlined letters. You just hit those keys, it will go there. Now I'll give V, it will take values. I'll say OK. You can see that it is pasted as values now. So when you click on this price per unit, the screen is not getting updated. Yes. Can you see the pasted area now? So this, I pasted it as values. So when I pasted it as values, you can check. I select this cell. You check in the formula bar. You get to see only the number, not the formula, like you saw over here. So when you select this, you can see a formula. But over here, you don't get to see any formula. When I say paste as values, only the value part of that cell will be carried over. It will be pasted as values only. And it will strip off all the formats applied to that data, whether it is number formats or cell formats. Now, when I say cell formats, it is the cell color, font color, alignment, borders, and such things are cell formats. And when I say number formats, it is the way the numbers appear. That is a number with 1000 separated, 2 decimal places, currency symbol, percentage. All these are number formats. So all kinds of formats are stripped off when you paste as formulas and values. So you can also see other options. So please bear with me. It is taking some time for the screen to refresh. I'm going a little slow for that. So now I suppose you can see this space special window. Yes. So now, yes, once you get this, so you can try other options as well. I'll just brief you about these options first. Even if we can't see, you can try it on your own when you are working at home. So you can check here. We have formats. So when you click on this, only the formats that I told you right now, that is number formats and cell formats, only that will be pasted. So let me show you that. So if I choose formats, and so this validation, in case you have provided any validations in the cells that you have copied and you want to paste only the validation that you have provided, you can choose validation. So don't worry if you don't know what is validation. We are going to cover it in the further chapters. So currently what you're seeing is the formats that we have pasted. So these are the formats, only the formats. Next, all using source theme except borders, all except borders. So all using source theme. So I can just give you an example of it. See, let's say you are copy pasting from different versions of Excel, or if you have used a different theme in your Excel application, and when you're trying to paste it in some other workbook with a different theme or different version, the colors will change. I'm not sure if you have experienced this. So whenever such things happen and you want to retain the same format that you copied, then you'll use this all using source theme. Otherwise, it's not that important. Now all except borders. I'll choose this. So you can see here, all except borders. Only the borders are vanished. Only the borders have vanished. You can see the number formats and other things kept intact. So everything is pasted except the borders. So to skip pasting borders, we use it. And you can see some hash over here. That's because the reduced column width. We all face this issue when we are copy pasting the data. So especially when the column width doesn't match from the source and when we paste it in some location, that is destination. If the width is not same, you will find this kind of error over there. So what if I have to get the same width when I paste it? So you just have to keep your cursor again in the same place where you pasted and again use paste special and click on column width. It's taking some time. Yes, column width. You have to choose this option. Once you choose it and say OK, it will give you the same width as that of your source. See, it will automatically paste the width of the data. So likewise, you also have formulas and number formats, values and number formats. These are the options where the data is pasted as formulas and values, but the number formats are retained. Now, you must have faced this issue while pasting a date value. So you have a column of dates, you copy and paste it elsewhere, it will change to numbers just because the formats are not carried. When you are pasting it, you can choose these either formulas and number formats or values and number formats. That will actually help you. See? Yes. So you can check here now. The number formats are retained, but no other formats are there, like borders, colors, and such things have been stripped off. So that is the difference here. So do you have any doubts in the first part of the space special? We'll move on to operations next. So I want, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. See, this first half we have covered. The rest of them we are yet to cover. I'm asking you if you have any doubts in this section.
Yeah, Shri, how do you come on a paste special window with a shortcut key?
There are two shortcuts, Harvinder. I'll put a message in the chat box, okay, so that everyone will get it. So the shortcuts for paste
Yeah,
special.
thank you. That's because your voice breaks.
Yeah, I understood it. The network is too bad, so please bear with me. So Control plus Alt plus V. So wherever I've used plus, you just assume it has to be pressed together. Where I've given Alt ES, just using space, those keys have to be pressed individually. I guess everyone got it. I've put it in the chat box.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. Any other doubts? Anyone has any doubts? Okay. Let's move on to another section of this Paste Special option. So let me show you how to use these operations part. So you go for this operations. Yeah. See, I select this data, I copy this, and I create another copy of the same data on the right hand side. And I'll give some percentage right above these columns. This is just an example, guys. You can use other examples as well. So be aware of few things before we perform it. See, it's quite tricky. I want your attention. See, over here, we have these two numbers, 10% and 13%. I want to calculate 10% of this forecast and 13% on actual. We usually go by formulas. Now I want it to be done very quickly and I don't want any formulas to be used. That is when I'm going to use this Paste Special option. See, for this to work, you have to first copy the numbers that we want to use as the multipliers. I'll select them. I'll copy them. Once I have copied, I'm going to select all those numbers with which I have to multiply these two numbers. I'll select the columns there. See, once this is selected, I'm going to use Paste Special. And in the Paste Special, you need to choose Multiply. Yes. See, you need to choose Multiply over here. So if I say OK now, you can see what are the changes that are going to happen. I'm just waiting for the screen to update. See now, right now, what you're seeing is all the numbers with percentage symbol. See, that is because we have the cells in percentage, given in percentage over here. We didn't choose values or formulas while multiplying. We straight away pasted it using the multiply option. So the problem with this is it will just take the same format as that of the source. So if you have to avoid this, what you can do is say Control Z. I am undoing the paste operation and I'll again go for Paste Special. I'll choose multiply. I'll choose formula over here. Once you have selected these two, you say OK. So now you can see the changes. It is showing us the result. It is showing us the result of 65,400 multiplied. The 10% of 65,400 is 6540. So likewise, you can see the change on this side also. So this has to be used only when the calculation is for one time, one single time. Because there are no formulas, if you go and change some values in your source data, these numbers are not going to update. The result that you are seeing currently will not update since there are no formulas in it. I hope you are clear on this part. So you can also perform addition, subtraction and division in the same manner. Is it clear, all of you? The operations part?
Madam, I just have a small question here.
Yes, Rajesh.
First, you selected 10% and 13%. First, you copied those two cells, right?
Yes.
So after that one, you open the paste special,
No, no.
right?
No. I'll just brief you the steps once again. So you have to select 10% and 13% and you have to copy it. Later, you have to select the numbers in forecast and actual column. Once you have selected the cells in forecast and actual column, then you are going to use the space special option, Alt ES or Control Alt V. Once the window appears, you have to choose multiply, and you should also choose the formula or value in the first paste type, and then you have to choose multiply here. And then when you click on
No,
OK, it will appear. Yes, Rajesh, tell.
yeah, no. My question is, first step of selecting the 10% and 13% and how to select again for the forecast and actual.
See, you have to first select 10% and 13% and copy it. Once you copy, the selection won't move. The copied selection will stay as it is.
Okay. So once I copy 10 and 13%, how do I copy again the forecast and actual?
You're not copying
Is
it,
it
you're pasting it there.
Okay, we are just selecting after copying 10 and 13%, we're just selecting the forecast and actual.
Yes,
Got it.
yes, you're right. You have to select,
Okay.
then paste on that range. See, it is
Okay.
basically you are multiplying 10% with all numbers in forecast column, 13% with all numbers in actual column. That's what we are doing using paste special.
Got it, madam. Thank you.
Okay, Rajesh. So we'll see another option of skip blanks. Again, it is another paste special option. I'll just select it. Yes. See, this is a skip blank option. See, again, this is also a quite tricky one. Just pay attention to this. See, we have a huge data on the left hand side. And, other two columns on the right hand side. So where you have to use it for the purpose of copy pasting. See what is happening over here. The left hand side data is an older one. I want to update it with new values. So the new values that I want to provide in units and sales column are provided in the right hand side. You can see here there are few blank cells in between. So these blank cells indicate I should not change the values that are already present in the data. It should be kept intact. Only where I have given values on the right hand side table, only they should be updated onto the left hand side when I paste them. So let me show you how to do it. You have to first select the first two columns. I'll show you, by copy pasting it in a normal way without using skip blanks. I want you to see how it works without using skip blanks. So then you will understand why we have to use it. Now I have selected this, I have copied this data. I am going to use paste special. And again, choose skip without using skip blanks, right? You say okay. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Is Maulik available? Maulik? Okay. Just give me a second, guys. Okay. So we'll start with this. So you see, when you paste it directly, this is what happens. Even the blanks get pasted on the left hand side. See, this should not happen actually. I want to retain the values that were there previously. Wherever I have blanks, so in those places, actually there were some values. They should have been retained. So for that, I can't use the normal paste. So another way is you have to individually select block of these values and pasting it. It's not a good idea. So for that, what I'll do is I have kept the copy selection as it is. While pasting it, I'll choose skip blanks. So let the screen update. You'll get to see the option. See over here, you have something known as skip blanks. You need to choose this. After this, you say OK. You can check here. Wherever you have blanks, you don't get to see the border. The screen is updating. Please hold on. Yes. So I think now you can see. So wherever you have blanks on the right hand side, you don't get to see the border on the left hand side table where I have the pasted data. Can you observe this? So do you have any doubts on skip blanks? Anyone? You understood skip blanks? All of you?
No, ma'am.
May I know who is it?
Yes, no issues.
You understood skip blanks? I'm unable to hear you guys. Are you able to hear me? Okay. It is connect. Are you able to hear me, guys? Hello. ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಯೋ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು? ಆಡಿಯೋ ನಾಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗೇ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮೇಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ? ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ? ಹ್ಮ್ ಏನ್ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗೋದು? ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಲಾಗ್ಡ್ ಆಗೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾ, ನಿಮಗ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸರಿ.
Hello, people. Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
we can hear.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Can you guys hear me?
yes, now.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think Vidya got disconnected. So what I'll do is I'll try to take the class further. Okay.
Okay.
Is my screen visible for you guys? All of you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll continue with the topic what she had done. All of you go on mute. If you guys have any doubts, let me know. I'll answer your call. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Before you guys mute, so from where should I continue? From paste skip blanks, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yes, she finished.
Yes.
Skip. Yeah.
Okay, so this is okay for you guys, or shall I explain this again? Because some of you actually had some doubt with this skip blanks.
Please explain this once again.
Sure.
We can go for one more time.
From which topic? From
The
only
skip.
paste skip blanks, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sure. Let me just start recording this. Okay. So guys, first let's understand what is this skip blank, and then we'll go ahead with working on this. Okay, please be on mute, all of you. Okay. So first thing is skip blanks, skipping your blanks. That is, if I'm copying any, for example, let me just try to copy the whole list here. I'll say Control C, and if I go here and if I say Control V, it will paste even the blanks, which is actually not correct in my scenario. The scenario is I want to paste all the values where I have the values here. If I have blanks, there the value should not be pasted. Okay, so for that, what I have to do is, let me just copy this list. I'll say Control C. While pasting, I'll say Alt plus E plus S. That is the shortcut key, or you can say right click and say paste special. Now I'm using this Alt E S, wherein I'll get this screen. Okay, when I get this screen, see here I have these values. If you paste these values, then the same format, whatever is there, that will be retained. Along with that, I'll be pasting these values. Now my intention is to paste the values but skip the blanks. Wherever the blanks are there, that should not be pasted. So what I'll do, I will select this skip blanks. When I select this skip blanks, so what will happen is wherever the blanks are there, no action will be taken there, nothing will be pasted there. Only the values wherever the cell, which is what the values will be pasted here. See, I'll just say okay. All the values will be pasted, but wherever it is blank, say in this case, from here till here, see, the values are not pasted. So these blank values are not pasted here. It will retain the old values. So this is called as skip blanks. Skip blanks means skipping the blanks and pasting only where the values are available. That's all. Understood? Or still you guys have doubt on that?
Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect. All of you? I can repeat again. No worries. Please let me know. Fine? Yes, no, team.
We are good, sir.
Okay, fine. So shall I proceed with the next option?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So next option is operations. Operation means, see, I have a lot of things to calculate. So what will happen is when I'm doing these calculations, so still we have not come to this formula part, so don't worry. I'm just showing you an example. Say I want to divide this number, let's say by 123. I have a number 123. I'll go here, say equals, select this, say divided by 123. So this is the formula I'll be using. Now I'll drag this. See, I will get the result. But by using this copy and paste special, also I can do this operations. So how to do that? Say for example, I'll just type 1, 2, 3 in a cell and I'll just copy that. What I'll do is I'll go here, let me select this column and I'll say Alt ES, again paste special. See, I'll get this screen. Here I have something called as operations. Operation in the sense the calculation what I'll be doing. Say here I have this none. None means nothing. If I say add, so 123 will be added to this selected numbers. If I say subtract, it will be subtracted, multiply, divide. Now my operation what I'm actually planning is for dividing. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll just select this divide, and if I say okay, whatever format is there, that also will be pasted here. So instead of that, what I'll do is I'll say values. So if I say values, only this value will be used here, not the format. If I say okay, see the same value whatever I'm getting by dividing it by formula I'll be getting here. Here one disadvantage is the value whatever is there that will get deleted and you'll get the new values. The old value will not be retained. The new value whatever is there that will get replaced here and you'll not get the previous value. If it is in a formula, the advantage is you still have the older values and here I'll have the new values by calculating. But when I say copy and paste, I'll be losing my older value and the new values will be retained here. Okay, this is called as operations. Another option here is transpose. Transpose means, say I have the values which are in column wise. I want to paste this in row wise. One is I can do it manually. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll just say Control C and I'll see where I need to paste it. So what I'll do, I'll go here, select anywhere wherever you want. Let me take here only. Again, I'll say Alt ES, and here I have something called as transpose. Just click on this transpose and say OK. See, the values will get pasted from column wise to the row wise. So this is another option of pasting the values, that is paste special values. So let me just repeat again from the beginning. Say I have this paste values where I'll be pasting the values, the formulas into values. Then I have this paste formats where I'll copy a format and I'll paste it. I'll instead of doing all these formatting techniques, I can just try to copy and paste the format itself. Column width, I can copy and paste the column width so that I can use the same column width which another table will be having or another column will be having. Skip blanks, actually will skip the blank values and paste wherever the values are there. And then operation, what it will do is I can take a value and then do the calculation according to my requirement and I can paste it here. Another option is transpose, wherein the value which are in column wise can be pasted in row wise, or you can also copy this which is in row wise to column wise. See, again I'll go here, say if I say transpose, say okay, see the same value is pasted like this. Right, all of you, any doubts? People?
No doubt.
Hello? Yeah, no doubts. Okay. So I think you've learned quite a new things here, right from the basics layouts and again the different column number of columns or number of rows or some screen layout things, and you also learned about the auto list, and then you also learned about the paste special options, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
what we'll do is I'll just stop the class here and we'll have a small discussion. First thing is I'm very sorry about the the internet connections because last night it rained and there are few problems happened, and we had a lot of problems with the power cut as well here. Very sorry about that. Second thing is I think we have tried our best to explain all the things with so many breaks also. I want your understanding, like if you have missed anything and if you're not understood, still tomorrow we have the class again. We can take the classes for you. So but few minutes we can discuss about today's class, so that I'll understand the few things. And if it's not completed, then again tomorrow also we can take few chapters. We can continue the chapters from today. One by one you can discuss. Hello. Hello. You guys can speak, no problem. You can unmute and you can no. This is a open session. It's like I want you guys to discuss on this. Maulik, Harvinder, any one of you?
No, Adi, it was fine. It was, she explained it very well. And, I don't think so in the basic until pay special, there are any doubts specific to me, whatever
Okay.
has been explained.
Sure. So since it was a very basic class, I think most of you will not have much of problems. I think people who are very fresh, you have to work a lot. We'll be sending you these files to you. Along with that, I'll try to put the videos also. Again, we'll continue tomorrow with same time 2 o'clock. Then we'll discuss a little more advanced topics than this. I don't know what actually Vidya has planned. I'll discuss with her. I think tomorrow she'll be planning to take some formulas, basic formulas or something. But if you have any doubts, you can still message us. You guys have our numbers, or you can discuss tomorrow as well at the same time, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll end the session today. So any doubts, you just message either Uma or Vidya, so they'll get back to you. Also, we'll meet tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, once again, sorry about what happened in the end.
No, it's fine, Adi. Thank you very much.
So,
We understand.
thank you so much. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye.